Hello everyone, my name is Sequent, and today we're looking at a little Hangman program that I've written. It's been written in Java, with the main goal being to get more comfortable with the language after a while of not using it, and also to get a bit more comfortable with a bit of test-driven development. So let's run through how the program works. With the game Hangman, you are given one person chooses a word, and the other person or group of people will guess what the word is. You have the gallows drawn out on the board usually, or whatever it is you're using, paper, pen, and you have dashes that will show you the number of letters you need to guess. So let's start guessing. As you can see, when you make an incorrect guess, it adds it here, and it adds more to the gallows drawing, as you would with a traditional Hangman game. Keep on making guesses. Okay, we got a correct guess. It doesn't add more to the drawing, and it fills out the spaces here, as is expected. We'll just work our way through this. Probably going to lose. I don't know. Yeah, there we go. That is a loss. It can also shows you what the correct word was if you did lose. We'll try and guess correctly. I don't like that that's such a long word, but these ones usually, yeah, a something shun word. Oh, okay. There we go. And yeah, you can guess words correctly. It will say you win. You guess incorrectly, it will, tell you what the word was. It tells you what the word is when you win as well. And finally, you can exit the game. Now I want to walk through some of the main functions. Let's start with the Hangman class. This is where the bulk of kind of stuff happens. We have the initial word, that is what is used to display the correct word at the end, as we have the word being adjusted as guesses are made and compared with the display word. We have display word for display, as it says, and then incorrect guesses is the string of characters that were guessed incorrectly. And this is for each of the Hangman states, so we don't have an awful if statement and stuff drawn out like I did when I previously wrote this in Python. Let's go from the beginning. We start off with a menu where we go through. You have the play function, or it will tell you it's close to the game, or this is if you put an invalid input. So if you don't add anything like this, it will be invalid input. At the moment though, it's supposed to say invalid input if you don't do the correct anything that's here, but there's issues with the input manager and that I'll be fixing the next time I revisit this. So let's go and find the play function. Here we have the setup, which sets up the game. And actually, let's see what setup does. Setup will get the initial word. It will set word to initial word just so it can be compared with when doing guesses and updated. And the display word, which is just underscores, and then an empty incorrect guesses string. So this runs every single time play is run, so that the player can keep on playing the game if they want to. So while the game is not over, let's check game over here. We'll check if word is just for the underscores. If it's only underscores, every time a letter is guessed correctly, the letter that is guessed will be replaced by an underscore. So if the word is just underscores, then it will know to end the game. It will know you've actually guessed correctly. But if the incorrect guess count is actually, this should be -1. That's why it's been weird. gets to a certain number based on like number of hangman states, then we know, okay, return 1. And if the game's not over, it'll return 0. So this is a win, this is a loss, and this is if the game should continue. Now here we have the input. Well, you'll get the input and then check the player guess. This is where is it? Check player guess, here we go. So we want to find out, is this guess in the word? If it's not in the word, we'll just add an incorrect guess and then continue. But if it is in the word, we want to update the word with that guess and keep on doing that while keep updating the word and also keep updating the display word to have the letters that were in word, and update word to replace the guesses of the correct guess of it underscore until word doesn't have that letter anymore. So this is really useful for words like hello that have 2 L's. It will keep on doing it until all the L's are removed if you guess L. And yeah, once that's done, we keep on going. Well, we just keep on doing that. Basically what happens, you get an input, it checks if that input's in there, and it asks for an input again until either you run out of guesses or you guess the word correctly. So now we can look at some of the other classes that were here. We have Hangman Helper, which has the menu, which is actually what is used in here. That's how the menu is displayed. We have a list of words, or an array of words, sorry, which is loaded from this file here. And we have a few. This is mainly focusing on working with data that's loaded from these text files here. So we have our load file, which returns a string builder, just so I can manage how I want it to work out with the Hangman states or the menu or the words, and just sorting things out like that. It didn't feel like it fits within the Hangman class itself, so I separated it out just so I'd have more similar code together. And finally the input manager, which I've been having a bit of trouble with, but basically we have input stream that was for testing purposes. I wanted to test user input, and so I needed to use an input stream for that. We have the message, which in most contexts is in menus. It's a menu for the main menu, and it's also the display while you're playing Hangman. It will print out the guest letters, the display word, or print out the Hangman itself. That will be input here as message. So print that, and it will ask, well, that will show you, okay, input a letter or whatever it is. If the input was valid, then you just return user input, and if it wasn't, it will return invalid input. This says it needs work, not working as intended, so there are edge cases that get through, but if you don't mistype, then the game works. And that is, this quick Java program that I wrote to just kind of get used to Java again and revisit an old program that I'd written in the past that was in Python. Definitely a lot better than that original one, but there can always be improvements. I need to work on most of the input and validation for that. But other than that, the actual logic of how the Hangman guesses and checking works, I'm pretty happy with what I've done. If you want to see the code, you can go down in the description. I'll have a link to the Git repo there. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.